and the woman in the Sheen chaps don't get along.
So the episode begins with my favorite ignorant bitch arriving on the beach with her famous white horse. Ooh, the horse looks scared, honey. You see how wide them eyes is? Poor horse. And of course, everybody is like, what the hell the fuck? I don't even think the security knew, because you see the security guards, one of them looked confused just like the cast members. That is so random, but iconic. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really iconic. She will forever be remembered for coming on to the beach in a white horse. Like, that's just gonna live on forever. And it's giving Beyonce. It's giving the famous Beyonce Renaissance cover. And then, of course, you know, we see, you know, her derriere, honey, her derriere. You know what? I was actually asking, like, someone I was watching it with, I was like, do you think her ass is real? And they were like, I don't know, but it looks good though. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it has, like, you know, some imperfections, like a little, like, you know, little dimples and stuff, but that's like, that shows that it's real. And a lot of men like that from what I hear. So then as soon as Natalie sees Tommie, she starts talking her shit. Why the fuck you here? Go home. Here come this bitch. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop. So Tommie gets in the middle of the circle, okay? And they're about to address the issues that Tommie has with Natalie. But then Big Grinch want to step in and be like, nah, fuck that shit. Jayla, I want to address what we got to address. Gretch gets in the middle of the circle, okay, and apologizes for saying the N-word. So then Gretch says to everybody, I didn't have a problem with anyone except for this bitch. And she points to Meatball. And then Gretch says, that was some bitch shit. People were like, she said it again. And look at Bleach's face. Oh my gosh, she is like stunned. I would say she looked like she's seen a ghost, but bitch, she is the ghost. Lord have mercy. So then Jayla starts to come up and want to fight her, but the security, you know, breaks it up. Ooh, that's a fine-ass security man. Ooh, the one in the do-rag right there. No, I don't think it's a do-rag. It's just the wrap that they put over the head. But ooh, he's fine, honey. He could get it from the back. So then, you know, Gretch is being taken out, and she's kind of like wrestling with one of the security guards. And Tommie comes behind and is basically just asking her, like, what's going on, what's going on? And Gretch tells her, like, the whole situation about saying the N-word, but I'm Puerto Rican, you know, where I come from, we say it a lot, yada, yada, yada. But Tommie says, look, like, if you're around a bunch of people and they're telling you they don't like it, like, stop saying it. And, you know, Gretch kind of kept making some more excuses, and Tommie was getting a little irritated. So she kind of walks away. And then, like, for a second, it looked like Gretch was trying to get close to Tommie, but the security stepped quickly in the middle. I was like, oh my God. I don't think Gretch was going to do that to Tommie. I mean, she would be a fool too. So then Tommie walks back to the beach, and she starts going off about her makeup. Where's her eyelash? Where's her eyelash? So then Natalie starts talking shit and is like, nobody cares, bitch. Come over here right now. I'll beat your ass in the motherfucking ocean, bitch. But Tommie talking about she can't swim. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess is fair. You know, a lot of people can't swim. You know, that's not a knock. You know, it is what it is. But I mean, it's pretty shallow, like, on the beach. I mean, you know, and you have them security guards there too. And girl, you're not going to drown fighting there. Tommie, that was kind of weak. I'm not even going to lie. So then basically, Tommie's like, I can't swim. I'm walking off. Da-da-da-da. So Tommie starts to walk off. But then Natalie sneaks her from the side. Then they start to tussle and shunny. So I'm watching it on a side screen right now. Ooh. Ooh. Natalie got dragged. Natalie got dragged, bitch. Right there. Natalie is on the bottom. Tommie is on top. And then Tommie got her hair in her hand and she is dragging her down the sand, bitch. So then they get broken up and then they go for another round. So it kind of looks like in the beginning, Natalie is getting the best of Tommie. But then Tommie, you know, takes her hand, you know, and starts kind of giving it to Natalie, kind of probably giving it to her in the stomach. But Tommie is actually being carried by security. She's actually in the air, and she has Natalie's hair in her hand and holding onto it for dear life, okay? But then Natalie takes her hand right there, you see that? And scratches Tommie's face. And then they get separated. And as you can see, Natalie's wig is torn off. So then Natalie's like, I'm done. I'll spare her for tomorrow. And I'm like, spare you for tomorrow? You just got your ass beat. And you looking like Boo Boo the Fool without your wig on. Tommie's hair looks fine, untouched. So then Natalie has the nerve to start talking her shit, looking busted as hell. I mean, look at her. Girl, you cannot be looking like that talking all that Cash Money shit. Like, girl, you got mollywopped. Ooh, that fine-ass security guard. Ain't that security guard fine? Oh my God. So then Tommie sees the camera pointed at her and she says, "Get that camera out of my fucking face!" And as you can see, the camera, goes in disarray. Then Aubrey says something really shady, honey. She's just like, "I don't know what's the problem with Natalie and the girl with the sheen chaps." That had me on the floor though, and that was shady, Aubrey. You did that, bitch. So then Tommie is pissed and is looking for Natalie because Natalie scratched her in her face. So then Natalie gets out the car, okay? And then she starts calling out to Tommie, "Tommie, where are you going?" And Tommie immediately turns around and is like, "Nowhere, nowhere." Tommie and Natalie start going back and forth, divided by a shit ton of security. Natalie's just talking her shit. "Tommie, we did this in London. We already beat you. What's wrong, Tommie? Oh, come on." No. Just talking a lot of shit. But Tommie's like, "I want to fight you square on. I want to fight you square on, Natalie." Ooh. So then Tommie, I don't know what happened. She slaps the security guard right here. And then Natalie comes from the side and starts hitting her. So then, they clear the way, honey. They clear the way. But then all of a sudden, Natalie wants a hug now. She toned all that rah down when there was all that space and opportunity between them. Tommie's like, "I don't want to hug you right now. I don't want to hug you right now." And then she's looking for the white security guard. She keeps asking for her or him or whatever. Somebody that's white. But then Tommie, you talking too, and you're getting so close to Natalie, but you're not running up. Like, this was the perfect opportunity. She's right there up against the car. You could have just snuck her right then and there. But you didn't. And Natalie, moved away from the car and you missed your opportunity. So then Tommie has the cojones to run to Natalie right as she's getting into the car. And it's a lot going on. And we can't see anything. I'm so mad. Oh, okay, I see something. Ooh. It kind of looked like Natalie was giving it to her a little bit, and now they're just grabbing. Ooh, but then Tommie got her. But apparently during the fight, the fine-ass security guard starts holding Tommie's hands, okay, like so she can't hit. And then Tommie starts freaking out and is like, "You gonna hold my hands? You gonna hold my hands?" So Natalie starts talking her shit when they get separated, okay? She says, "I uppercut her. I was giving it to her. Whoopty whoopty whoop 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 whoop." And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, "Girl, we didn't really see it. We did not really see you do that much to her for you to be talking like you did all that. Like, you really didn't. I mean, it looked like you got a few good hits in, but we really couldn't even see the majority of the fight, okay?" So then Tommie leaves. She's done. She's over with the bullshit. And I don't blame her. Like, if the security is going to clearly have such a bias towards Natalie, like, I'm out of here. Like, fuck it. So then Tommie starts arguing with the security about something, basically like, "He don't work here. He work for me. He work for me." Like, just going off. I don't know what it was. So then they cut to the girls that are still on the beach, and they're talking about, possible replacements, yada, yada, yada. And then Big E is like, "Oh, let's go check on Natalie. Let's go check on Natalie." But then Tesehki starts getting really amped. Like, she's really, really amped about Jelly Bean, honey. And they start going into the backstory about the bad versus wild and how Jelly Bean was standing too close to Tesehki's man. We all know the story to that. And Tesehki says that she told her to leave the section, but she still stayed in the section. So then, Tesehki starts going off, talking about how she want to eat her. Jelly Bean starts talking her shit. And she's like, "We already talked about this in the casino. Like, I thought we were done. Like, why are you talking about this now?" Like, no lie, I think Tesehki was doing a lot for the cameras, honestly. And I really do think that they did have a conversation. But, so I don't know why Tesehki's going to get on, line and act like, she's doing all this. But then again, I guess I do know. It's TV, okay? And she needs a storyline. So, she's giving her side of the story, Jelly Bean. And then bitch-ass Mariah Lynn sneaks her from the side, okay? And that is the second time Tesehki was about to fight somebody and Mariah sneaks them, okay? And I'm just like, girl. And then Tesehki's like, I'll get my girls to fight you, girl. I ain't got to even fight you. I got my girls fighting you. And I mean, that is true. You do have your girls fighting for you on your behalf, even though you can clearly stick up for yourself. I mean, hey, that's good friendship, I guess. Or maybe Mariah's trying to stay on Tesehki's good side, okay? Because she never wants to feel Tesehki's wrath. I see you, Mariah. She playing it smart. One thing about Mariah, she's very crafty with this baddies game. She knows who to be friends with. She knows who to play with and who not to. You know what I mean? And then Tesehki starts talking shit, talking about, I'm gonna rearrange your face like Callie did. Do. And then Jellybean's like, she kicked me. Nah, Jellybean, Callie did more than kick you. Okay, she kicked you and then uppercut you like 2 times, girl. And that's why you were bleeding. Like, she drew blood from you, ho. So then Tesehki's talking more shit. You know, you're still talking, you were still too close to my man, yada, yada, yada. Once she gets in the van, that scene from hell finally ends. So then they wake up the next day and they just get outside and start talking. It's Natalie, Slim Too Bad, Meatball, and Biggie. Sidebar, I did not know this was Slim Too Bad for like 30 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that blonde wig? I guess with these different wigs, these women be looking different. Because she had a blonde wig on the last scene. So then, you know, Natalie starts talking to Biggie like, why did you bring Tommie to the beach? Why? And then Biggie's basically like, oh, I thought it'd be cool. I thought she's here. I thought I'd invite her. I mean, she loves Tommie. You know, we already know that. But then Natalie makes a good point. She's like, you know, Biggie always complains about how, you know, I don't, you know, invite her all these places and, you know, I'm not really cool with her like that. And it's like, well, girl, you're friends with my op. So, like, why would I be that cool with you? And I mean, that is true. Like, I'm not going to be best friends with someone that's also really good friends with my op. Like, fuck that. Gone. Slim Too Bad starts being a follower and is like, yeah, I don't understand why Biggie would even bring Tommie. Like, it's just so weird. Like, you know, they have a problem. It's like, girl, we know you want to be, you know, Natalie's good graces. Hey, you know, do what you got to do because Lord knows I will not be paying your bills. Biggie says she has to get up and start talking to Tommie. And as she's walking away, you know, Slim Too Bad and Natalie start, you know, clowning. And, you know, Biggie starts talking back. And, yeah, it's kind of getting a little, not heated, but it could have gone left. But it didn't. And you know, Biggie went straight on into that house. So then we get to
Diamond the Body
and Scotty the Body outside talking.
Diamond the Body
Starts talking about the beef with Tinkabella. But then Scotty's like, let's go talk to her right now. So let's see if we can squash this. So then, you know, Scotty brings
Diamond the Body
to Tinkabella. Or I should say, Bleachabella. Oh my god, in this confessional look, she looks just like Marlo Hampton, doesn't she? Tinka just starts going on about like what happened with the auditions and, you know, how it just, you know, how like she doesn't fuck with Diamond and she feels like Diamond owes her an apology. Diamond's basically like, I'm not going to give you an apology until I get my lick back. And then, you know, things start getting heated and Diamond starts talking about Tinka's skin and how she bleaches it. And it's kind of obvious too though, because you can see blotches in her skin and her knees are like significantly darker than the rest of her skin tone. Yeah, that girl is bleaching. So then, you know, the conversation goes left and Tinkabella walks away and that's that. So then they get to Callie and Wendoli talking, yada, yada, yada. Callie saying that she needs a friend in the house, which is true, you do. So they basically just talk about bullshit that doesn't really, you know, matter in the show. So we're just going to skip on past that. I do like Callie's wig, though, and I do like her outfit. It's Dia is talking about the girl who whooped her ass last episode, Big Kiva, talking about if I don't get an apology, I'm going to fight her every single day. Bitch, you lost. You got mollywopped. Like, it's not a threat for you to fight when you're going to lose. You know what I mean? Oh, and then Callie says a shady comment about Natalie and says, I don't really have a problem with her. I just think she's too old. And I'm like, girl, you know what you're saying, honey. Saying somebody's too old, you know it's going to start problems, especially with Natalie. Like, girl, come on now. So then they start to get on the bus because they are going on a, like, excursion, okay? So Diamond the Body is with Natalie and them. And Tinkabella is with Meatball, It's Dia, and some other hoes. And basically the whole ride there, Diamond the Body just keeps going on about this Tinkabella beef. And it's like, okay, girl, we get it. And even the girls on the bus, they were getting annoyed. Tommie Scotty in her confessional is like, I really don't give a fuck. And I'm thinking to myself, Diamond, you about to fuck up this opportunity. Like, you're in the house A, like the main girl's bus, and they're getting irritated with you. Like, what are you doing? And maybe that's why Diamond didn't end up getting a baddies chain. I think Diamond didn't get a baddies chain, and then Callie didn't get a baddies chain either. And I think literally those were the only two. So then they pull up to the safari, honey, and they all like pick their teams, like their, well, not teams, like their groups that they're gonna go on. And Natalie's messy ass, she picks Diamond, Tinkabella, and Sapphire, honey. Shit, for Natalie acting all irritated on that bus about not wanting to hear about that beat, I don't know why she would pick those two to be in her group where she's gonna spend the most time filming today. Girl, Natalie is so messy. She loves the mess, but acts like she don't. Girl, we see you. So then the other girls pick their team. Only thing really noteworthy is that Jayla and Meatball get on the same team. So then they start going on their excursion, and of course, Diamond and Tinkabella start going at it. And this is an interesting part. Diamond brings up the skin bleaching again, and guess what Tinkabella says? You jealous? You're just jealous. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm like, wait, you think Diamond is jealous because you bleach your skin? How is that something to be jealous about? Oh, she's jealous because I'm insecure about my skin tone. What? Maybe she meant like it because it costs money to bleach. But girl, like Tinkabella, you're not, it's what you got is not good. Like you didn't get the good bleaching because you see it under your eyes and shit. I hear these hoes, if you want proper skin bleaching, you gotta go to like, I don't know, the Philippines or something. Get doctors that like specialize it. They have stuff, there's ways to do it like that are effective and safe and that actually work. But you gotta have a pretty penny, and clearly, you know, Tinka doesn't have it. And then we get to Aubrey's group, which is with Wendoli, Jelly, and Bianca. And they start talking about the whole Big Gretch N-word situation. And Wendoli, being Puerto Rican, or I'm sorry, Dominican, kind of sticks up for Gretch and basically says, you know, Gretch, you know, is a girl from the hood. And in that area, like, everybody uses that word. And they didn't have a problem with her using the word. But now she comes here, and now everybody's saying that she can't say it. And Wendoli is basically like, that's kind of whack. But Aubrey is like, no. Like, I don't think there should be any sort of condoning saying the N-word. She's saying this in the confessional. She's not directly saying it to Wendoli's face. And Aubrey says something really interesting. She says, back in my day, that would never have flied. And I'm like, oh, shit. Which is true. I think, like, because her day was like 20 years ago. Almost. And I think back then, it was more uptight about who could say it. If I'm not mistaken. So then they cut to the other girls with Scotty, Slim, Meatball, is that It's Dia?
Don't do it.
And Jayla. So then Meatball starts asking Jayla, like, what's your problem with Biggie? And she's like, well, she said she was going to slap me and we had that energy and that's what it was. Oh my God, Slim Too Bad's ass is big. You see that? Oh my God. Well, Meatball says she feels like Jayla is bullying Biggie because Biggie didn't hit her back, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, how is that like a bullying? Like Jayla hit her because Biggie said that she was going to smack her. So Biggie, if anything, you should have hit her back, not run away and cry victim. That's my problem with Biggie. That's my problem with Biggie because it's just like, girl, you play this victimhood all the fucking time. And I can't take it. So then Meatball starts, you know, getting really buck in Jayla's face. And, you know, they start going back and forth. And, of course, that's how the episode ends. But I want to know what you guys think. And this is the video the YouTube algorithm thinks you should watch next.